Hey everyone, welcome to another top 10 list. This is going to be the start of what I think is one of the coolest series I've ever done for the top 10 lists. What I am doing is I decided I was going to go to my local coin shop and find out what it takes to get some stuff graded. Some of you guys have been nudging me the entire time that I should probably send in this note or that note or whatever to get it graded. And I always thought, yeah, I probably should. But I always knew that there was a huge expense involved in getting stuff graded. I'm going to do a completely separate video as far as that whole grading process goes. But what this is these are the top 10 notes that I am actually going to send in for grading. Now, the cool part about this is I'm filming this January 5th. And by the time this airs, it'll probably be sometime in February, which means by the time this airs, I may have gotten some of these notes back already, which means you won't have to wait the many, many weeks to see how they come back graded. So that's how I'm starting off. This is my proof video, I guess you can say. What I'm doing here is I am going to be showing the notes, and I'm going to put what I think is what I think that they'd grade at. So we'll see how close I come. We'll see how good my grading skills are. I'm putting it out there. If I'm dead on, I'll be impressed, and I could be really wrong on some of these. But here it is. These are going to be my guesses. Also, if I remember right, there are 12 notes, not 10. So you get 2 bonus notes. All right. So bonus note number 1, number 12 on the list. I'm sending in my Flying Eagle. $1 Flying Eagle. This here is from 1918. And it's got a little crease over here. It's a little dirty. But other than that, it's in pretty good shape. Overall, it looks pretty nice to me. It is not a brutalized note. If you look at the back, once again, you can see kind of this mark here. You know, it's not perfect. Most of this is dirt, you know, but it's not bad. Not bad at all. Now, for this Flying Eagle, like I said, this is number 12 on the list. I went with, let's see. I figured this is going to get between a 20 and a 25 grade. So, you know, I'm expecting 20. Maybe I'll get lucky and hit 25. That's where I'm going to put this particular one at. So that's number 12. Number 11. This note is really, really nice. Federal Reserve note from 1929. Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago. So not a Federal Reserve note, a Federal Reserve Bank note. You can see it's got the brown seal. It's real good paper quality, really crisp note. On the back, he put uncirculated 63. I am not giving it that kind of a grade. I am not going to be that optimistic. I didn't buy it based on that. Well, before I do that, let me just finish up with this. I suppose I should have put this out there too. This particular note, I paid $100 for, and if it books out at a 20, that's going to put the value currently at about 175. So that's kind of important to know too. That way you'll understand why I'm grading the notes, because that way I've got proof that the note has increased in value or that it was a good deal and I made out pretty good. So $100 is what I got in it, and 175 would be the value if it comes out at 20. For this $100 note here, Federal Reserve Bank note books out, or I've got 185 in it, and I'm assuming that this is going to come back somewhere between a 50 and a 60. That's how I figure. I'm not going to hope for that 63 because I could just be reaching for the sky there. But if it gets a 50, that's what I would assume. A 60 would be great, and that's going to put this one worth, let's see, somewhere between $225 and $275. So yeah, going from 185 to 225 to 275, yeah, I'm willing to risk that one. So those are the 2 that didn't make the top 10. What are the top 10? Number 10. I've got my $18.99 $1 Black Eagle. I've shown this note many times. You can see it's not perfect. It does have just very, very slight wrinkling. Paper quality is really, really good. I expect this to get an EPQ. Really nice note. Centering is not the greatest. Top to bottom, it's a little bit off. Looking at the back, once again, if you look at that back, the corners are nice on this. You know, it is in really, really nice shape. It does have a little bit of handling, and because of that little bit of handling, I knocked the grade a touch. For this particular one, This was the one I got for 65 bucks, so I stole this note. I'm expecting this to come back with a grade of realistically between 40 and 45. That's what I expect to get on this. I also expect the EPQ designation too, so I'll put that out there. So I expect 40 or 45. Anything above that, I'll be tickled pink. Below it, I'll be extremely disappointed, but 40 to 45. I've got 65 invested in it. If it comes back a 40, that puts this at $265. Number 9, my 1922 $10 gold certificate. $10 gold certificate. I've seen a lot of these online, and a lot of the ones that I see online are a lot more ratty than the one that I had. So I decided I'm going to put this out there. Now the back, you can see how it's creased right there. You can see some of the creases here and some of the dirt on there like that. But when you look at the note itself, the note is intact. There's not really a problem with it. It's got this crease here in the corner, so it's intact. It doesn't have any holes or any tears or anything like that. So it's pretty decent when you look at this particular note. So I do have some high hopes for this note. This note, where is it on here? I got it cheap too. I got it for 130 bucks. And I put it down for being a 20 to 25. You know, I wouldn't be too surprised if it came back, a 25. But I'd expect at least a 20 on it. And at 20, this note grades out, this would be 325 bucks. So yeah, to turn 130 into 325 and not have to debate it anymore, that's worth a little bit of money to try to get it graded. So yeah, 20 is my 20 to 25 on that particular one. All right, and number 8 on the list. Number 8, we're going with my wood chopper. Now this particular wood chopper, 1907 wood chopper, is not the public air. This is my regular wood chopper, and it's also pretty good. It does have, you can see this light crease here. So it is not perfect, but that's only one serious crease, and it's not even a serious crease. It's a fairly light crease. You don't need a crease-free note to get a good mark. You can see it's got right here this little mark here, and this is just a little bit of dirt. Do not clean your notes because then it comes back cleaned if they detect it. But yeah, when you look at this, it's surprisingly good. Very, very few. When I say creases, I don't know what the right way to put a crease or a fold, but I mean, they're just so light that I think this is going to come out a little bit better than a 20. What did I put it down as here? My wood chopper, I have $211 invested in it, and this one I'm getting graded more so just for to have it encapsulated. I'm expecting this to come back between 25 and 30. So even at that range, you're talking about $225. But like I said, more so, this is not a note that I'm going to be selling. I just want this encapsulated to protect it and keep it in this particular condition. I know over the course of time, it's going to increase in value. So the increase is not going to be immediate with the grading, but the peace of mind knowing that this is encapsulated, that is going to help. All right, number 7. Number 7 is my $20 brownback. Now, brownbacks are actually extremely valuable. That's why it's called the brownback. It's got the brown ink on the back there. You can see this one does have some creases in it. It's not perfect, but it is, once again, intact. It is a whole note. It's not torn, no pinholes, nothing to that effect. So I don't expect it to get any kind of strange grading as far as details or anything like that. The $20 brownback, this particular one I paid $485 for. Now, if I can squeak out a 20 or a 25 with this note, which I think is easily in the realm of possibilities, a 20 is, where is it? $950. So to go from $485 to $950, and that's a 20. If I get lucky and get a 25, well, now you're talking over $1,000 in this note. Once again, I have $485 in it. It's definitely worth the money to try to see what kind of grade this is going to get. That was number 7. Number 6, I'm going with my Battleship, my series of 1918 $2 Federal Reserve banknote Battleship. This one is from New York. You can see it does have a crease. You can see it does have lots of dirt, but another note, once again, it's intact. It's not completely wrinkled up or anything like that. It's in really decent shape. You can see, aside from the dirt, there's not a whole lot wrong with the note. Once again, you can see folds here, you can see here and here, so I mean, it's not perfect. This particular note, if I recall correctly, where is my battleship? I have 530 invested in this note, and I'd assume that this would also get a 20 to 25 grade. So you're talking $675. So once again, you start with a note for 530. It's going to cost me roughly $40 for the grading process since I'm sending in so many. So yeah, 530 becomes 570, and then it's graded, so it'll be a 675 value if it comes out at a 20, and that's what I'd predict it to be at. So that's the first half of those. Now we get to the top 5. Number 5. I'm going to send in my Jackass note. My Jackass note is one of the first notes that I'm going to have some questions on. The Jackass note, of course, has the eagle right there, and if you rotate that eagle and turn it upside down, it becomes a donkey. You get a donkey. You can see its white snout, its eye, its ears. The Jackass note is a very cool note. Now, the thing is with mine, it does have this little tear here, and it does have a crease that goes through here. Let me just show on the back. You can see that tear, and you can see the fold, and it does have this little bit of a hole right there. You can see this fold, and this is a crease. You can see this fold that goes across here as well. So I don't know what effects those are going to have. This may still get graded decent, but just noted that there is a hole or a border tear. So that stuff could get noted on there. I don't know exactly how they're going to do that, which is why I'm curious to send it in. Now, the Jackass note, this particular one, I paid $432 for. And I expect this to get like a 15 because of all that stuff. A 15, maybe I'll get lucky. If it's a good day, it'll get a 20. But even at a 15, like I said, I paid $432. That still puts the value at $525. And if somehow it squeaks out a 20, that jumps it up to $825. So yeah, from $432 to almost doubling in value to $800 if it squeaks out a 20. Not expecting that. 15 is what I'm expecting. But yeah, if I can get the 15, it's still $525. So that is number 5 on the list. The 1880. Yep, 1880 Jackass note. Number 4 on my list. This one is going to be interesting. I'm sending in my $5 silver certificate. This is the Morgenbach note. Now, I don't know. I am so unknowing on this one. You can see it's got the hard crease here, hard crease here, hard crease here. What you can't see is the patch right there. And the seal, you can tell someone had tried to clean this note because the seal has been kind of bleached away. So this is going to come back cleaned. I want it to come back authentic, of course, but I don't know how they're going to grade the rest of it. Like I said, I'm under the impression that they will grade the note and then notate the note for what's wrong with it. And that's fine. I have no problem with that at all because I'm just curious as to how it will grade. Now, when I look, I can see handling. I can see the wrinkles and stuff in the note, but I don't see enough wrinkles to make it 8 or less, you know. I expect the note, sorry, I bumped the camera. I expect the note to get at least an 8. It's all there. There are no pieces missing. It's a little dirty. Well, it's all there except for the patch. It's the back of the patch right there, by the way. So they did pretty good on that. But anyway, I have a whole $700 invested in this note. And if this 730 was the total, and if this comes back with an 8, well, an 8 is 900, and if it gets up to a 12, well, that's $1,500 for this particular note. So yeah, I'm willing to throw the dice on this one. I'll risk that 730 and put $40 on it, trying to get a little bit of a bump. So that is number 4, my Morgenbach. Number 3, have to do it. First note I ever bought. My 1922 $20 gold certificate. $20 in gold coin with George. Now, this note is actually really nice. It does have this crease, which is much easier to see on the back. You can see right here, hard crease there, and it does have a center crease, not quite as hard there. The note itself, it's dirt, but I ain't cleaning it. It's got a little crease here, little crease here. The other thing is right here. It was stapled. Okay, so it does have the 2 staple holes, and you can see the rust from the staples as well. So I expect this to come back with pinholes and rust designation. But the note itself is good. The note itself, and I'm not saying the grade is good, I'm saying the note itself is decent. So for this particular one, I'm still going to put it at like a 20 to a 25. I think on a good day, it could get a 25. I've got some really ugly graded 25s, so I don't think this is in the realm, that's out of the realm of possibility. But even if I call it a 20, you're talking I have $125 invested in this note. And at a 20, that puts this at 275 bucks. So worth the gamble for me. I'm going to put that out there, and we'll see if it gets that 20. Number 2 on the list. Going with my Bison, my 1901 Bison note. Where is it? There it is, series of 1901. My $10 Bison note featuring Lewis and Clark, of course. Now this is another note that you can see on the back. It's dirty. It does have wrinkles. Not bad, not real bad. And it does have that crease there. You can kind of see the folds here. But I mean, it's intact. One crease there. It's not tore up. It's not ripped. It's not holed. I don't think there's any holes in this if I remember correctly. So yeah, looking at the note, the printing is clear. Especially look at the motto. I mean, all of that is just, it's still very crisp. And because of that, I think this is going to grade out pretty good. It's not like someone has just tried to grind away the printing on it. Yeah, it's circulated. But it's not bad at all. I've seen a lot worse. For this particular note, my Bison, I've got 900 invested in this. And this one's a little bit of a risk. I expect it to come back somewhere between a 15 and a 20. If it comes back as a 15, it's only 725 bucks. But if it comes back at a 20, that's 1325. So it's a huge difference. But I'm not going to set my sights too high. I'm going to simply call it a 15. If it comes back as a 15, well, then I paid too much for it. But if it comes back at a 20, I did pretty good. And well, when it comes to grading notes, that's the chance you take. And with everything else I got in here, I'm willing to take the risk. So what is going to be my number 1 note that I'm sending in? My number 1 note does have a slight problem, but I think it has the best chance of scoring big bucks. It's Clever Coin Name's note. Clever Coin Name is insistent that he's getting this from me, and maybe he will someday, and if he does, it'll be graded, because I'm sending this one out to get graded. This is my 1896 $5 educational note. It is the troublemaker note, the note that caused all the problems and got the entire series banned. And it got banned because she did not put a shirt on. So, what do I think of this particular note? Well, as we look a little closer, sometimes you can see these just so much better on the back. You can see it does have the centerfold, and it's got a centerfold this way. And the vertical centerfold is the problem, because if you look right here, you can actually, or is it up here? Maybe you can see it better here. Right there. The fold actually has holed the note. So there's a small little hole from the fold. And that's what scares me, because I don't know how they're going to grade that. If you look at all the imagery, like I said, it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all when you look in this area here. It does have a couple folds here. It does look like it's been flattened a little bit, because there's some folding here as well. But overall, I've always liked this note. I've dreaded sending it in because I'm not sure how it's going to grade. If they give it a 15, I've got 1,200 invested in this. If they give this note a 15, it'll be worth $1,500. If it does inch up to 20, it'll be $2,350. So I'm hoping for that 15. 15 puts me money ahead. Like I said, I got 1,200 in it. 1,500 would be the value at a grade of 15. So those are the notes I'm sending in to have graded. I will make another video showing exactly how they came back graded. I'm also sending in another group of notes that you're going to see in next week's top 10. So that's what I've got for you guys this week. I have to wait 6 to 12 weeks to get these notes back. You guys probably only have to wait just a couple weeks, because who knows? By the time you see this video, I might have these back already. All right, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.